I can even cultivate gods and demons. Author, Hai Wuyan. Brief introduction. Barbaric Berserk Ape right pointing arrow 8 armed mad ape right pointing arrow primeval ape. After Chen Fan and tens of thousands of people traveled to the world of imperial beasts, they found that they could see the evolutionary roots and methods of imperial beasts. And the imperial beasts he has cultivated to kill monsters can help him provide void energy. Jin Yu Hai Dongqing kills 15 level 12 two-headed monsters, with a system energy of plus 450 points. The Barbarian Berserk Ape kills 8 level 11 wind wolves, and the system energy is plus 166 points. Energy can be used to boost star power, enhance spiritual power, open up meridians, and also copy the skills of other imperial beasts. What skills did your royal beast awaken after breaking through? Sorry, I don't care if my royal beast awakening skill or not, because the skills of your royal beast can become the skills of my royal beast. Since then, Chen Fan has been madly in love with breeding beasts. This monster's world. Mountains, rivers, plants and trees can turn into spirits, and antique swords can also give birth to spirits. Monsters, demons, giants, elves, zergs. It oppresses the living space of human beings to the extreme. It wasn't until the appearance of the Imperial Beastmaster, who could sign a contract with the monster, that humanity was given a new life. 2,000 years later, Chen Fan crossed over. He tilted his head slightly and said to his Imperial Beast, "Thousands of years from now, if I become a legend, I will surely have you in my legend. Thousands of years from now, if you become a legend, then I hope you also have me in your legend. Tangguo has me, fearless in 100 battles. Blue Star has me, gods and demons retreat." Chapter 1. Teleporting the mist. Blue Star. Little brother, don't sleep, something has happened. Well, who is it? Who is praising me for being handsome? Feeling that someone had pulled his arm, Chen Fan opened his eyes a little impatiently. The next moment, the scene in front of him made him stunned. It is a huge square. The whole square was full of people, some panicked, some shouted, and the noise was upset. Strangely, all of them seemed to be in the range of 18 to 27-8. There are no old people. There are no children. All these people were surrounded by a dark and strange fog in the middle of a square. No one knows what is outside the fog. All people can see, in addition to the dense crowd of people on the square, is the light pillar in the center of the square that is more than 50 meters high. The pillar of light emits a soft white light that illuminates the entire square. But the white light could not penetrate the fog around the square. All this feels weird and unreal. What's the situation? Why are many people talking about crossing? I was obviously playing on the grass of the park with Xiaobai. How could I run to such a weird place? Just when Chen Fan was surprised, a furry head rubbed Chen Fan's palm. Xiaobai. Chen Fan glanced down at the puppet cat in his arms, and his heart suddenly warmed. Under this strange scene, there was Xiaobai accompanying him, which dispelled a lot of fear in his heart. At this moment, the morning sun rose and the fog suddenly began to dissipate rapidly. As soon as the fog dissipated, before everyone had time to rejoice, they were completely shocked by the scene in front of them. I saw that around the square, where it was originally shrouded in dense fog, in the 4 directions of southeast, southwest and northwest, there was a huge and terrifying monster standing in each direction. A chimpanzee more than 20 meters tall with fierce eyes, a large ant with a fiery red body and flames in its mouth. A tiger with 2 horns and a tail like a meteor hammer is slowly flicking its tail, smashing the ground out of one pit after another. There is also a green cow like a mammoth giant elephant, although the green cow seems to be sleeping on the ground, but every time it exhales, it rolls up a fierce wind. 4 monsters, each of which is very large, exudes a fierce and boundless aura around its body, which scares people back one after another. And on the back or shoulders of these 4 monsters, there is a person. 3 men and 1 woman. The 4 of them are not very old, they all seem to be only in their 20s, wearing a battle armor, and all carrying swords behind their backs. All of them are majestic. Especially the woman on the chimpanzee's shoulder. The woman was about 1 meter 7 or 7 meters tall, and although she was wearing a battle armor, she exposed a pair of slender straight and white legs, which was very eye-catching. And it was easy to make people's legs full of brains. But in this environment, no one dared to look at her twice. After all, the chimpanzee is a little too scary. Not to mention, on the edge of the square, there are also strangely shaped armored tanks, and rows of soldiers in armor and armed with live ammunition. Black muzzles and muzzles, against the crowd of black oppression. The people in the square were suddenly creepy. Lie down. What's the situation? Have aliens invaded? A man with a large muscular size, almost 25 or 6 years old, couldn't help but swear a dirty word. Chen Fan couldn't help but look at the man a little more. He remembered the voice. This person should be the same person who pulled him up and woke him up before. I obviously work overtime in the company. Why do I appear in such a weird place? What happened? Why did I come here as soon as I stepped out of the school gates? Here, I'm afraid it's not Earth anymore. Look at those monsters. The big ant is bigger than an elephant and still breathing fire in its mouth. Quote, did we cross over? So many people crossing together? Are we all chosen children? I want to go home. Whining. People talked about it and looked different. Someone is ecstatic, someone is crying. Some people are expressionless, others are panicked like dogs. But everyone's voices are very depressed. After all, there are 4 terrifying monsters all around, and there are muzzles of black hole holes around. No one dares to make a loud noise in such a situation. Chen Fan is the same. 18-year-old, he is as stable as an old dog on the surface, but in fact, he is also panicked in his heart. Although he grew up in an orphanage and experienced hardships, he couldn't help but beat the drum in his heart in the face of this strange scene. Suddenly, roar! The chimpanzee, which was more than 20 meters tall, roared angrily. This sound resounded in the sky. Many people were shaken to the eardrums. The entire square was suddenly silent. Xiaobai, the puppet cat held by Chen Fan, was also startled and buried his head deeply in Chen Fan's arms. Don't be afraid, I'm here, Chen Fan hurriedly comforted. At this time, the woman standing on the chimpanzee's shoulder nodded with satisfaction, raised her hand, and waved her hand gently. Above the void, a curtain of light appeared out of thin air. On the light curtain, lines of Chinese big characters slowly appeared. First chapter 1079, next chapter